Peterborough traffic, Cessna Zulu Romeo Hotel, rolling 09. And we're up. Wow.
I see what you mean by that mechanical.
Yeah. And you'll notice we're also, we're doing what's called crabbing into the wind. So to track over the ground in a straight line, we've got to point the nose into the wind a bit. Such a buzz. Never get over this. Hopefully you don't ever get over it.
No. What's so cool about small plane? Visibility, right? It's for the whole trip.
And also you can do a lot more fun things in this that you can in like a 747.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't want to do a roller coaster in a 747.
So is this camera ready to go?
Yeah, just flip her on. If you do like one notch up, there you go, that should be on. And then you just have to look through the eyepiece to get lined up for your shots.
Already? My girlfriend's mother lives in a condo on Little Lake, you know, the one that overlooks the band shell.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I could get a photo of her building. Like that.
Alright, well, go out a bit from it so you can be able to see it. So Peter, if you get, if you find that you start getting cool or whatever, that's, you can push that in or change the angle of it.
Yep.
And you can see that's that tower that I was talking about earlier, so we want to give a bit of distance from that.
That's Check's TV, isn't it?
I believe so.
Okay, so it's that brown condo right there?
Yep.
Still like that. Her balcony faces north though.
I got them to turn the fountain on for you guys as well. The fountain in Little Lake.
It'd be an interesting way to enjoy a concert.
Yeah, I wanted to fly over, but you know, it was the whole getting too close to night and not having the night rating. If I ever got a night rating, what I'd want to do is I'd want to fly when they had the fireworks going.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fascinating perspective to see them from.
What's involved for your night rating?
There's so many, I'm not sure exactly how many hours, but you need so many hours with an instructor, so many hours solo. You have to do like a night cross country, and then you have to do a certain number of takeoffs and landings to keep it current. And then like there's a written test as well. So the lift locks are over on my side, but what I'll do is I'll swing us around so that you guys can have a look at them. That's Beaver Mead right below us, I believe.
Gives you a real sense of perspective when you're down there and it seems so big.
Well, one of the things I notice is, like from up here, Peterborough looks really flat.
Yeah. But
when you're down on the ground, like, you know, it's really hilly, you know, like the hills up in the north end especially.
Yeah.
It's also nice and green, like there's lots of green spaces.
Really pretty town. Always love from the ground sometimes.
So you should be able to see where those boats are lined up down there. That's the inlet to the canal. And that'll lead right to the lift lock. So if you look down to your right, you should be able to see the lift lock.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I'm just going to turn us away from that tower. There might be a football game going on down there.
That or rugby.
Yeah.
They just invested a lot of money in that field.
Looks like a nice field from up here.
Beautiful right now. Imagine by late August it's pretty brown.
Yeah, once the trees and that start changing color, it's like magnificent.
There's my old alma mater, Peter.
Right up there, yep, Trent. Are there certain moves or procedures that you like to do to stay in practice?
Sorry, to do which?
Certain moves or procedures that you do as if you're only doing this about once a week or monthly that you do just to your edge?
Oh, Well, usually one of the most important things to practice is like takeoffs and landings and that sort of thing. So the last time I went flying, I actually flew to the Toronto Island, and it was the first time I've ever flown there, but I did a touch and go at the island airport just to have a different landing experience. So for me, I like doing takeoffs and landings, and today there's a bit of a crosswind, and the crosswind landings are a bit more difficult because they try to blow you across the runway, but a lot of people don't like them, but I like them just because it's a bit more challenging and a bit more fun. But then there's other fun things like steep turns where they really get like high G-forces and they really push it down in the sea. That's a lot of fun. And the other thing that some people like is when I do the positive and negative Gs. But that's all dependent on how your stomach is and that sort of thing.
Look at that development down there. Holy crow.
Yeah, that's actually just close to where I live. It's basically, it's up by the zoo.
Yeah. I'm at Cumberland and Royal myself.
Oh, okay. I'm on Montcalm. So you're right around the corner.
Swimming pools down there.
You see our shadow down there too.
Yeah.
Your pool up yet, Peter?
Pardon me?
Is your pool going?
It is. Sitting at a nice 80 degrees.
That's a nice temperature.
Spent many years out here, Todd.
Yeah?
Sitting in that library right there.
It's a nice building.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to be stuck in a building, I would think it's a good one to be in.
That's true.
Do you always have to keep your hand by the throttle?
I don't have to, it's just habit. That way if, for whatever reason, if I have to suddenly slam the throttle one way or the other, my hand's there.
Yeah.
But, you know, the plane is actually trimmed out, and you can see it can pretty much maintain straight level on its own. Today's a bit of a bumpy day, so
yeah,
I like to keep my hands close to everything. I figured we'd fly down this way and you might be able to spot your place. Did you say Cumberland and Royal?
Cumberland and Royal.
So that's probably it right over there then. Like,
yeah, we're just right there. You can see the blue pool just on the see a little patch of blue right there. There's lots of pools.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about flying. You know whose house to go knock on the door if you want to go for a swim.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I line us up right that you can see your place?
No, I think we just flew over top, so
Okay.
if they're out in the backyard, they'll see us.
I like that little pond down there. In the winter, a lot of people shovel it off and play hockey or go skating on it.
Oh, that's good. Someone even put a gazebo in. I didn't realize this area had developed so much.
And also right up there too, behind RF Downey as well.
Yeah.
Where's your new place, Peter?
That's down by Brookdale Plaza.
On a new house.
you hear cows at night from your place?
No. You're able to though?
Yeah, where I am, because I think there's a barn somewhere between here and your development, and you can just hear these cows. It's either that or is that herd down there, I'm not sure which.
I'm in the apartment building right at the top of Montcalm.
Oh, okay.
So every so often, if the wind's blowing the right way, we can smell the yaks. the ones over at the zoo.
Yum, yum.
You're sure it's yak?
Yeah. I don't know, there's some people in there that maybe it's them. Kind of a road to nowhere.
It is, isn't
right
it?
there.
Yeah, I know.
Huh. Someone had grand designs. Is there a minimum that you're allowed to fly?
Minimum altitude?
Yes.
So you want to be 500 feet away from any person or property. And 1,000 feet over any densely populated areas. And with towers and stuff like that, you either want to be 1,000 feet above them or 2,000 feet away from them. Okay.
So on the radar, you'd show up as flight 1200?
Yeah, and 1200 is basically a VFR aircraft, so any VFR aircraft would be using that. Now if I went into controlled airspace, say we went into Oshawa, they would probably assign us a transponder code.
Okay.
And then once we cleared their airspace and we're no longer their responsibility, they'd say, like, resume, you know, set your transponder back to 1200.
Here on Saturday, I took Dan out to Elwyn Conservation Area.
Oh, that's nice.
I believe she's lived here for 20 years and she didn't know it existed.
Yeah, when I was in Air Cadets, we went camping there a few times.
Oh yeah? It's really nice.
Yeah.
Quiet, like not a lot of people.
Yeah, nice little beach as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat to fly over here in the winter because you see all the ice fishing huts.
Oh yeah.
People driving their trucks and cars out on the lake.
Oh yeah? So what was that like when you and Harmon went in the winter? Is it freezing up here? Like this cockpit?
Well, when you do your walk around, by the time you're done, your hands are about numb like ice blocks.
Yeah.
But actually, you get in this, and it's a pretty small cabin, and it does heat up pretty quickly. So it's quite comfortable in here. And I don't like to fly with a big winter coat because it's pretty cramped in here as well.
Yeah.
So I actually just put on like a nice hoodie or something, and you're like, I find that I'm more than warm enough.
Where did you guys go that day?
We just flew up around the lakes up here, that sort of thing.
Where are the lakes? World famous.
So the four essential gauges are the ones right in front of you?
Yeah, so
your horizon,
your compass, or this is actually a heading indicator, which you get off compass, altimeter, airspeed indicator. This is your turn coordinator, and this is our vertical speed indicator. And this one's kind of important as well.
Yeah.
So that's the engine RPM. So the thing is, because I'm a VFR pilot, like there's certain ones that I could fly without. So like there's old vintage aircraft and they don't have like the gyroscopic equipment, or because these work on gyroscopes.
Yeah.
So you'll see that some of them don't have those. Like if you got into like a World War I or World War, like a Spitfire or something like that.
Spitfire, yeah.
Now, I imagine a Spitfire probably would have one of those. I would imagine they'd have gyroscopes by then. I'm not sure though. I'd love to go in a Spitfire.
Oh, I know. That'd be such an elegant plane, I always thought.
There's actually a company in the US you can go up. It's one of the Spitfire trainers, so it's the two-seaters where you sit behind each other. $2,500. I guess I won't be doing that.
Dump change.
Yeah. There was one actually out at the Peterborough airport last year, and somebody posted it on Facebook, and I raced to the airport, but by the time I got there, it was gone.
Oh, gee.
I've seen them in museums, but I've never got to, see one that's actually flying.
I used to play it in a military band at the CNE, and you'd do the air show all the time. So you'd go anywhere from U2 all the way to the biplanes.
Yeah, I used to like going to the Trenton Air Show when they had that every year, and then they kind of just petered off. They don't seem to have it anymore.
Well, it's Defense Department cuts.
Yeah.
Right below those clouds there, like literally almost.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell exactly how high they are.
Cool.
Stick your hand out and touch one.
Yeah,
You could.
there's a few spots where the sun's breaking through. Like over there, you can see the sun's broken through. You want to take the controls for a bit, Peter?
Oh, if I'm allowed, sure.
All right, you have control.
Look out, everyone.
So, keep it straight and level. And one of the things you'll probably find is very gentle, small inputs tend to work best. You just want to raise that right wing a bit, just turn them to the left a bit.
There we go. Try to stay oriented with that tight power in front of us, at least.
Yep.
What's that feel like, Peter?
It's knowing what to do with the controls, you know, because how much are you giving and do you want to give too much?
Sierra Charlie Lima is currently 8 miles to the southwest, currently over Rice Lake on the west end. We'll be coming to the zone and crossing overhead the field, descending on the north side to join splashdown wind to 09, Peterborough.
I'm going to take control back.
Okay.
I'm just going to descend us a bit because it looks like those clouds are a little lower.
Were you climbing, Peter?
I could have been, maybe.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
Not at all like Flight Simulator.
Well, one of the things about the difference between this and Flight Simulator is you've got a 180-degree field of view. As opposed to Flight Simulator, you've got
the one screen.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing too. I was trying to keep my eyes sweeping along.
So one of the things that you need to do when you're flying is you're looking for the aircraft while you're looking at all of your flight instruments as well, while you're knowing and remembering where you are. Because you could fixate on your flight instruments or fixate looking out there, but then get lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to angle us this way a bit.
So I figured if I was at least orienting on that smokestack, then one less thing to think about.
Yeah.
Plenty of lakeshore down there to build on, Peter. Want to buy some?
Yeah.
Pretty swampy.
And on this side of the lake, that's a Lakefield College School.
Okay.
The angle is back this way again. So yeah, so you probably figured out what city we're over. Just by the fact that I said Lakefield College School.
But it can be fairly easy to get disoriented in terms of geography.
Well, one of the good things about Peterborough and flying around here is there are a ton of lakes and rivers and lots of things to orient yourself. I imagine flying around Saskatchewan would be a nightmare because you'd never know where you were. All right, Peter, do you want to take the controls back? Okay, so to do a turn, you do a controlled input with both the rudder and the aileron. But for now, I don't want you to worry about the rudders.
Okay.
So I just want you to, what you're going to do is you're going to input some aileron, the plane will start to roll. That's right. And then neutralize the controls, and the plane will maintain that bank angle. And we're going to aim towards that big flashing tower, the one that we've avoided earlier. And then I want you to pick the wing up and level us off. So that we're, yeah, not bad.
Still climbing though, aren't I?
No, that's okay, because you lost some altitude in your turn.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nice work. And that's actually good. If you stay on this track, we'll avoid that tower. We won't have to turn again. And you can take us back up to 1,700 feet. So it'll be just nice and gentle. You don't have to hammer on it hard. Excellent.
Is a beautiful. No arguing that. Not in the depths of winter.
Yeah, crossing that bridge in January can be a bit of a kick in the face.
Bleak, isn't it?
Charlie Lima is about to cross overhead the field, and we have the traffic who just took off in sight. And Peterborough traffic will just follow behind that traffic who just took off if you're planning on staying in the circuit.
Where's your place?
Don't distract me.
Oh, sorry. Not your place, Todd's place.
I got a big tower on the left.
Yeah, I forgot you were driving. You're doing so well, Peter. Sorry.
So what I'd like you to do is roll us to the right and put us on a heading of 270.
Okay, where's my... Okay, I'm at
So
23... Okay.
yeah, so you're almost at 24. Roll us till we're at 27, and then straighten us out. And one of the things about when you're in a turn is you have to pull back just a little bit.
Kilo traffic, Foxtrot, Sierra Lima,
Okay, level us off.
the field, join the mid-left downwind of other traffic, right.
So one of the things about
Behind you.
when you're turning is the lift force is now acting somewhat horizontally as opposed to vertically to keep the plane up. So when you do a turn, you do have to pull back on the elevator just slightly.
I'm about 2.7 and I'm still at 1700.
Yeah, that was very well done.
Model student. How much would it cost, Peter, to get qualified with you guys?
I think it's between 5 and 10,000.
Right.
I don't know offhand. I think they've got. They usually have they have it on the bulletin board.
Okay.
The different licenses and ratings, and how much it costs.
60th birthday present, Peter.
So I'd like you to turn us into 240. So left turn to 240.
Sun's trying to get out, guys. Feels good.
Nice. Nice smooth rollout. If you look down to your right, that's the new solar farm that they put in.
Oh yeah.
Size of it. How much land did they have to...
I'm not sure how much land they use, but I do know, and this number's going to stay with me for the rest of my life, 1,350 solar panels went in there. Or sorry, 13,500 solar panels went in there.
Wow. 13,000. This is the grid here that it's...
Yep.
Wow. That ever look wicked from the reflection.
Yeah, when the sun catches it, it can just about blind you.
It looks like water.
Peterborough traffic, Sierra Charlie Tango is short bound runway 09, stop and go.
How do you understand what they're saying on the tower though?
Well, that was somebody basically saying that he's about to land on the runway in Peterborough. He said Peterborough traffic, and then his call signs, which I forget, short final 09. So I'd like you to start a right-hand turn.
Lima is turning slant final, runway 09, touch and go. We're on a 180 glide.
Yeah, pull back just a bit. Keep turning. That's a good bank angle. We'll maintain that.
How'd that feel?
Just a bit more back pressure, just a touch more. Excellent.
Smooth, Peter, smooth.
Level us out. You lost a little bit of altitude, but that was perfect. Other than that, that was great.
Trust your gadgets, not your eyes.
That's actually one of the things you'll learn is if you do go for your license, is you can't trust your inner ear.
Yeah.
You have to believe the instruments.
Peterborough traffic, Sierra Charlie Lima is at the overshoot, runway 09, we have the traffic in sight.
To get my license, just to get a private license, you do have to do some instrument flying. They never used to have that requirement, and there was a statistic that was, if you got lost, like if you ended up losing visual reference to the ground, so if you ended up in fog or cloud, your life expectancy was 90 seconds.
Wow.
So after 90 seconds, you were dead.
No kidding.
Yeah, because what would happen is you would start to feel like you're in a turn or you're climbing or whatever, and your instruments would be telling you one thing, your inner ear would be telling you something completely different. You'd get the plane into an unusual attitude, and the ground would kind of stop that.
Huh. That's just... Yes.
But because of those unfortunate circumstances, they now do instrument training, even if you're not going to be an instrument pilot.
Peterborough traffic here.
Yeah, exactly.
Up down runway 09, stop go.
Is this some sort of mobile home park down here?
Yeah, that's Fowler's Corners that we're flying over.
Okay. Peninsula's nice.
Yeah, that's Fife's Bay.
Big homes. But the bay, the actual bay is
Peterborough traffic, Charlie Lima is turning downwind, runway 09, full stop. We're doing a 180 glide and we have the traffic on downwind in sight.
a little swampy back there.
Is it another stop and go for Tango?
We'll do a touch and go for you.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
You're the best.
You.
You.
One of the things I noticed up around Stony Lake is some of the islands are
Peterborough traffic.
got an island this big, and you've got a house this big on it.
Yeah.
Not a cottage.
Yeah.
So that's the Bridgeway or North Causeway up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd was telling me last year there that on a clear day you can Toronto.
Peterborough traffic here, Charlie Tango turning power.
Yeah, and on a really clear day, you can actually see the American coast of Lake Ontario. Unfortunately, today's not one of those days.
From this height, or would you have to climb more?
We'd have to be a bit higher. Yeah, just we're a bit low just because of the clouds.
09 remaining circuit.
That's amazing. How many? That's a couple 100K.
I think so, yeah. And it's usually after you get a line of thunderstorms go through, because they really clean out the crap out of the air.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So I actually like flying after a cold front goes through, because like everything in flying is a bit of a trade-off. So you get great visibility, which is what I like, but you also get that really turbulent, bumpy air, which I actually like because it keeps me flying the airplane as opposed to just sitting, you know.
It's a challenge, and it's...
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you're somebody who gets motion sickness, you'd want to go after a warm front because it's nice, smooth, calm air, but then you don't have that great visibility. So how are you guys feeling?
Perfect.
Peter?
Yeah, relaxed.
Relaxed? All right. Your stomach feels okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, awesome.
I'm just worried about altitude at the moment because it's up and down, up and down.
Yeah. Well, we're about 1,000 feet up, so...
Peterborough traffic here, Charlie Lima, short final, 09, full stop.
So I was thinking if you want, we can't do too many, you know, quote-unquote crazy things, or, but there's a few things we could do. We could try some steep turns if you guys wanted to try that.
Sure.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take control back.
You have control?
I have control. All right, I'm just going to...
Bring it on. We had fun last time. You did some crazy things.
Yeah.
Peter's stomach's up for it.
Hey,
I've got your camera well in hand here.
Okay, perfect.
Peterborough traffic here, Charlie Tango turning left, downwind runway 09, stop go.
Going to give us a bit more altitude here.
so when you get into more... When you start to push the envelope with the maneuvers, do you need more throttle?
Depending on what you're doing. Like one of the things you can do is what's called slow flight. and you kind of decrease the throttle back to nothing, and then you increase the throttle. And then the plane will basically hang off the propeller, which is kind of fun to do.
That sounds wicked. The plane will hang off the propeller.
Yeah. Do it. Okay. So, actually it's just going to take us down another 100 feet, because those clouds start looking like they're a little close. Okay, so right now we're basically pointing south. So what I'm going to do is a steep turn, and do you guys have a preference, left or right? Yeah, which way do you want to go?
Left.
You want to do a steep turn to the left? Okay, so I'll do a steep turn to the left. We'll roll at 180 degrees. Alright, so I'm not going to do too crazy. So you can kind of feel the G-forces pushing you down.
Oh yeah, that feels cool. Oh, I just gained 50 pounds there.
So how was that?
That's nice.
Feel okay?
Yep.
Alright. I want to try one to the right this time?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. And not doing it too crazy steep. We're on about a 45 thereabouts, maybe a little bit more.
Tango turning bound runway 09 stop.
Alright, still feeling okay?
Yep. Yep, I'm sound.
Alright. Alright, let's really crank one on then.
Okay. Oh, it feels good.
Hold your arm up.
Yeah, you can feel it, right?
Oh my god, I weigh 190.
How was that? We're still good?
Oh wow, what a rush. Dizzy.
So that's one of the things I like doing.
Yeah.
We can do one to the right if you guys feel up to it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I don't want to, like I said, don't try to toughen out or...
Oh no, I'm
not going to think any less of you.
I actually enjoy this.
Okay, here we go.
That visibility, eh? Wow. What must Farmer Jones down there think when he looks up and sees us fucking around like that?
Those darn kids.
Joyriders. So you're impervious to that, Peter? No problems?
No problems.
Okay, let's step it up a bit. We'll do some positive and negative G's if you guys feel up to it.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so we want to make sure that everything's kind of like bolted down and nothing's going to fly around and kill us. So if you can keep a tight hand on my camera.
Yep, got it.
Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just start off nice and slow here. So you feel a little bit lighter. Nice and heavy.
Oh,
Nice and light.
that's fantastic. Oh, that makes me laugh. That is fabulous.
How's that?
That's nice.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you heard, but did you hear the engine?
Yep.
Did you hear it kind of sputter?
Yep.
So the reason that happened is because the fuel is, as you saw when I was doing my walk around, the fuel is up in the wings, and it's fed by gravity.
Oh, okay.
So if gravity is pointing that way, that's the way the fuel goes. So that's why I had to kind of ease off on that negative G. Now if you're in a low-wing aircraft, you can do negative G so the cows come home because they have what's called a fuel pump, and it pumps the fuel from the wings up to the engine.
Oh, okay.
So you're actually assisting the fuel to get up there.
with that kind of G-force, our weight is going up by a factor of what?
Probably 2, maybe 3.
Oh yeah?
Apparently at 4Gs you can hold your bottom lip up.
Tango turning left downwind.
So I don't know, that's kind of like, I've heard that a few times, I don't know how much truth there is to that, but it's kind of the only thing I've ever heard. So
my ex-brother-in-law was in the Air Force, and he said what he does is he's always grunting.
yeah. Yeah, and the other thing you can do is you can kind of like clench your legs and clench your butt.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to push the blood
back up
into your
the
head. Yeah.
So Peter, that's what it would feel like if you and I ever gained weight.
Well, I hope not.
Heavy on the world. Well, it would be a little like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not on the brain. Feel that in the brain.
So I thought I'd fly us back over Peterborough and back towards the airport.
Ceiling 1,400 broken, 2,100 broken, temperature 18, dew point 14, altimeter 297, density altitude 1,100 feet. Peterborough, automated weather observation system, observation taken at 2226 Zulu, wind 030 at 11, gusting 17, visible.
So Peter, do you know where the airport is?
Okay, where am I? I'm Quaker, so it's going to be over there, I think.
Right? So from where we are, I can see it.
Tango turning power.
Are you able to see where it is?
Yeah. No, I still don't see it.
Alright, so if there's a triangle of clearing.
Oh yeah?
That's where the airport is.
Oh, okay.
And you can see the blue Seneca hangar.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Okay.
So the other thing is those, the Flying Colors hangars, you can see those pretty well as well. See those from quite a distance. So one of the other things is, as we get closer to the ground again for our landing, that mechanical turbulence,
yeah.
We're going to feel the effects of that more.
So we took off with the wind.
Did you ever notice this house on the hill here, Peter?
Yeah, you always take off and land into the wind.
Never noticed. One on its own on the edge.
Yeah. Palatial Wayne Manor.
It is on.
Yeah, the reason you take off and land into the wind is to minimize the amount of runway you're going to use.
Yeah. So it's actually into the wind with takeoff, so the wind isn't actually pushing you along. It gives you the resistance.
Well, it's so that, because the wind has to be over the wings at a certain speed to get off the ground. So if the wind is already in your face,
Okay.
you've already got that advantage.
Yep.
And same thing with landing. You want the wind into your face so that you're tracking over the ground as slow as you can. So there's somebody taking off right now. Peterborough traffic, Cessna Zulu Romeo Hotel, northeast of the field, inbound, join left downwind 09, Peterborough. He's turning right at us. Go ahead.
I see him now.
Peterborough traffic, it's 172, Golf Sierra Echo Uniform, we're taxiing apron 2 and Bravo to hotel, intersection departure, runway 09 at hotel. Peterborough traffic, Sierra Charlie Tango, turning left downwind, runway 09, stop and go.
Peterborough traffic, Zulu Romeo Hotel, joining left downwind 09 with the traffic, number 2, Peterborough.
Is there anything that bothers your belly, Todd?
Not so far, no.
No?
Probably eating too much. There's something I do from time to time. One of the things I'd love to do is go on those, it's like a gyroscope, where you get in and they kind of strap your arms and legs in.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, I'd love to try one of those because apparently those are wicked on your stomach. So I just want to see if, if I could handle that.
Yeah, what your tolerance is.
Well, that's what they did to the astronauts, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. So I'd love to know where my line is.
Peterborough traffic, Sierra Charlie Tango, turning left base, runway 09, stop and go.
Still see him? No? No, you lost him?
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Peterborough traffic, Sierra Charlie Tango, turning found, runway 09, stop and go.
Peterborough traffic, Zulu Romeo Hotel, left base 09, full stop Peterborough with traffic on final. Peterborough traffic, Zulu Romeo Hotel, final 09, full stop with traffic on the runway. Get her going, buddy.
Want to try landing it, Peter?
Next time.
There's that crosswind.
Yep. You're still crabbing a bit.
Yep. And then what I'll do is I'll do what's called a side slip, where I actually cross the controls for the landing.
Nice. That looks simple. Not.